Shalom, brothers and sisters. Join me for the discussion today. Are black women or are black American women feeling betrayed when their men sees other races as viable for marriage? Also, are black American men or black men or African American men feel betrayed when their women feel like other races are viable to them? So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you a couple of African American women or black American women trying to show how they feel about this fact, and I'll preempt this to you. From the look, they feel like they are kind of concerned about the issue. Yes, I've chosen to use the word concerned because it's concerning, and I'll give you the reason as to why people might feel betrayed when people from the black community fails to marry people from other races. I'm going to give you my analysis of the same topic. So guys, if you're watching this video for the first time, or if you're watching this video and you're feeling like you'll resonate with it and you're watching it for the first time, kindly subscribe to my channel. Also share the video, also like, so that most of us can get to know what's happening today. Without much further ado, let's watch the videos and come talk about them.
And white women is not even your biggest competition anymore, black ladies, for your black men. Your biggest competition now is the world. You're competing with the world for a black man. See, not all you black women, but some of you black women have told black men that they're trash, that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy of your love and your submission and cooperation and inspiration. So these men have decided, okay, I'll go where I'm appreciated. I just had someone on a live the other day, a black lady, tell a black man that $60,000 that he earns annually is not enough to even support himself, let alone a family. When families, and most people have two incomes in the household, make $71,000 on average in the United States of America. Now, that's why the passport bros movement is so big. Just think what a black man can do with that type of money in Brazil, Colombia, the Philippines, or Thailand.
Why do black women feel so hurt when we see our black men with white women? Ladies.
I don't like to use the word hurt because I feel that puts too much weight on it. Personally, I am not that sad or affected when I see a black man with a woman of another race, unless he's very fine. And she is not what I really think is, a good match. But I do question a lot of their choices because when pressed or asked about it, a lot of them have really lame excuses. Like Michael did the whole thing about milk flavors. And I was just like...
So weird.
Right. Like, just say you like what you like and this is not it or this is it.
Yeah, and we're seeing right through it because all of those types of explanations, they just read as superficial and inauthentic.
So superficial.
It's like, just own it, brother. I think it hurts me as well, only because I see black partnership as a black investment back into our communities. And when you look at our families, the first person you love is your uncle or your father, and you see this example of black men and black women loving each other, and to think that a black man maybe went through his life without wanting to build that same type of family, it can be very hurtful. And I do think there is this overarching belief that a lot of us are dating and marrying outside of our race. So far, I think it's 89% of the current men who are married are still married to black women, but that does not acknowledge how that statistics has evolved over time, because these new brothers,
the new niggas.
They ain't doing what your daddy was doing back in the day. They on a new wave, which is a lot of times dating outside their race or this whole exotic thing and stuff.
It's hard sometimes with conversations like these, and I think a reason a lot of black women don't even like to talk about it publicly is because, like you said, you don't want to be labeled as angry or desperate. And I know personally, I don't want to frame my whole life around the fact of whether or not some black man opts to choose me or not. But I think it's valid to be able to say this is how we feel, because we're already black women that exist in a world where we are not considered the standard of beauty. And then to have, the men that look like you, and the men that you, like you said, you loved your uncles and your fathers and your brothers, and these men that you grow up thinking that you're going to choose and they're going to choose you back, are getting the same message that their sisters and moms and cousins are great, but that's not who they're going to or necessarily choose or think are beautiful.
My number one reason as to why I think that people from the black community might feel betrayed when other people from the black community marry other races is this. I'm going to talk about historical context. So historical context comes into this way. We know that people from the black community have faced a lot of struggles, have faced a lot of oppression, And with this type of struggles and oppression, I've taught them to be together as people from the black community, being a watch to your brother, being a watch to your sister. And this has made a lot of people from the black community to come together through the civil rights movements and everything which is happening, and things which happen because today we also have systemic racism. So when black people come together, it fosters a sense of unity. While factors like marriage, when a person decides to marry from another race, this might show that this unity has been interfered with because this person is now going to mix with people from other races, and it might feel a sense of betrayal, bearing that people from the black community have always struggled, they have faced oppressions. Yes, now the only thing that kept them together is unity and the identification of people from the black community, or people who have identified themselves as black. But when person leaves and goes to marries another race or interacts with another race, not interacting generally, but marries from another race, it might show a betrayal because this person is going to like help these people. And I'm also going to talk about economic disparities because people from the black community, we are economically segregated because other people had chances in economics due to the development that they did before even African Americans or black Americans started to build wealth for themselves, because black Americans are building wealth for them. So this means that there are a lot of wealth which belonged to these people. Now, when a black person builds wealth for himself and later on goes to marry another person from another race, it shows a betrayal because this, from the historical context, it only symbolizes that you have chosen. Because if you look at marriage as an economic entity, it shows that you are trying to develop people from other races. When you look at it from the economic lenses, you're trying to develop people from other community. And for the men especially, this is a betrayal to the women, because it is for the men especially, because when a man hustles and get a lot of money and they decide to marry people from other races, it becomes like a betrayal, because when you understand the economic disparities between the two races, you understand what I'm talking about. But again, tell me what you think in the comment section. Remember, we don't have to agree to everything. Yeah, so tell me what you think in the comment section. Number 2. We are going to talk about cultural identity. Yes, cultural identity is a great factor when a person decides to marry from another race. For example, people from the black community decides to marry from another race. So see, we were in a society where people from the black community stick together. People from the black community stick together to all their heritage, their African race, and the African American culture, or the black American culture. Now, when a person from the black community decides to marry from another race, what does this symbolize? This symbolizes that there is a dilution in the black community culture. So when there's a dilution in the black community culture, it also symbolizes betrayal, because this person will be assimilated, or they'll assimilate other people. Chances are it's 50-50, because human beings are social animal. So it means that he or she will not only assimilate the other people, but he will or she will also be assimilated. Are we cool with that? Because that's the truth. Yes. For instance, today I go to the United States. I'll find myself adapting to the culture, because that's how human beings, we assimilate. We become part of the environment. What's the environment? The people who are around us. So it means that we will be assimilating with them, or we will assimilate, and with time we will dilute what we initially had before as people from the black community, which is true that it's going to be diluted. It won't be pure, because you won't find your people. People who you consume the same food, people who you communicate in a given way, people who you reconnect, you resonate with them historically. Now you'll have to start to learn the other side of the story, what happened to them, what's wrong with the other side. So with that, you'll find yourself diluting your own culture. So it feels like it's a betrayal, especially to people who want to preserve the black community culture, or the African culture, or the African American culture. We are one people. These are the same cultures, maybe some differences. But when a person decides to marry from another race, people might feel betrayed. And I'm not telling you not to marry people from other races. Actually, that's a personal decision. But the point of view, or the point where you look at it, because I can't decide for you who to marry. And I said, I'm not a love coach. I'm only using the African lenses or the African analysis from the histories and everything that happened in the past. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Again, we don't have to agree. Maybe let's disagree to agree. Let's continue. My number 3 reason is what we call social dynamics. Yes, society is subject to change. Everything is subject to change. There has to be change in everything. So today we have the rise of feminism. Today we have the rise of everything, and people know their rights, which is a good thing. So let me tell you this. This especially this point, I feel like I derived it from what's happening to the Black American women, and it's this. There are stereotypes which are perpetrated by the media. You see, men. People see other nations when men don't go 50-50 with them, and they want this to happen with them, and they have to understand that there are social dynamics. For instance, in the United States, when a man works and a woman works and they have bills to sort out, I think it makes sense when they both work. And you understand the society in the United States and society in Africa totally different, because society in the United States have a number of population of women working same as men, or maybe earning more than men. So it's hard to convince an African American man or Black American man to provide 100%. That's why they are 50-50. And when these people see 50-50, when these people see African men doing this thing 100%, they'll prefer to be with African men. So you understand, it also this might be a feeling of betrayal, because if you understand the social dynamics also shows that we can do our scores. Same. If I wash utensils, you cook. If you cook, I wash utensils. I take care of the children and everything. But you find that in Africa, it's not the same, or maybe it's starting to happen now, because in Africa, you'll realize that the house chores, for example, are normally left for the women, and things to do with finances are left for the men. This is because, again, social dynamics. Social dynamics happens in Africa in this way. In Africa, majority of men are doing work as compared to women, while in the United States, men and women both go to work and work the same. You understand where the point of social dynamics come? Yes, you understand, because there's a difference in that. And with these stereotypes, and what media is trying to perpetrate is that African women are treated very well as compared to African American women or Black American women, so which makes them want to have a lot of African men. So it also feels a betrayal to African American or Black American men. Yes, it's true. Depending on the society which you comes from, what I believe as a person, we need to come up with understanding. Do I love you? Do I care about you? How is your job? How is your work going to influence our marriage? And how can we harmonize what we have together and magnify the wealth we have together? And yes, that's the most important thing. I mean, even in Africa today, men and women are starting to go 50-50, because the rise of feminism, women's rights, affirmative action, women are also getting spaces in jobs, which means that they also have money, same as women. Most of them even earn more than men. So it totally makes sense. But in a case where the man earns more than women, and the woman is just in the house, and social dynamics are also brought about the things to do with education, because a woman pursues education, he will not be in the matrimonial house, or they will want to provide for himself, get a career job, and do. So you understand that these are things which affects us in the 21st century, and they shape how people from the Black community and the intermarriages things happen. So people might resort to other races. Yeah, I hope you understand. Again, we don't have to agree with everything. Tell me what you think in the comment section. So guys, that was that. Kindly tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll highly appreciate your comment. And if you watched this video till here and you felt like what I said resonated with you, or you agree with me, you can consider subscribing to my channel. You can like my videos if you resonate with it. Thumbs up if you resonated with my video, thumbs down if you never resonated with my video. We are going to be genuine with you. So guys, thank you so much for the community. Thank you for rating me 1,000 subscribers. I highly appreciate you. And guys, see you in the next video. This is Eugene the African Kid, and peace, love, and harmony. Salute.